Hi, this is Jessica's week 2 reflection. So far we've read 4 chapters and watched a ton of videos. Chapter 1 was History of Pharmacology, which is mildly interesting. Chapter 2 was Pharmacology Theory, which I've learned the hard way in the past that theory is fantastic, but it's not reality. Chapter 3 was a bit of a review. As you may or may not know, I did a year of pre-nursing at CMU before coming to CCU. I did 4 semesters of biology, neurobiology, all kinds of that stuff. So I have a really, really solid foundation, but I haven't talked about it in 18 months. So it was an excellent review. My one criticism of the videos is that although they were well done, they were not engaging. And honestly, I watched some better videos when I was at CMU. But it was still, nonetheless, a good review. Chapter 4, actually, on pharmacology, was the chapter that really started to get interesting and engaging. I'd never heard of pharmacodynamics or pharmacokinetics before, and I thought that was very interesting. It makes perfect sense that the body has certain effects on the drug, and the drug conversely has certain effects on the body, but I'd never put a term to it before and defined it, and so I thoroughly liked that. I also liked the section on metabolites and toxicity. I've always heard Allie talking about in the hospital them running panels of liver enzymes and kidneys and that stuff, and I never really thought about it before, but that really explained why, and it explains why so many drugs are really hard on the liver, and also why alcoholics have such a hard time getting medications to work. So I really liked that section. I got a little confused on steady state. I don't know why. It seems like a very basic concept, but for some reason I really had to ponder that. It makes sense after I sat down and worked at it that once a drug has reached steady state, if it's not within therapeutic levels, you would need to reevaluate the dosage. But honestly, I didn't think that the book did a good job at explaining that. All they did was define it. I also, for some reason, was thoroughly not so much confused, but want to know more about drugs being stored in fat, how they do that, why they do that, and then if you were to lose weight or decrease or stop a drug, then how they are re-released from the fat. For some reason, I find that very interesting. I also wanted to criticize the book on the section on medication effects. The first 4 make complete sense. I'm not sure why they included discontinuance syndrome in with medication effects, because to me that has nothing to do with the drug, that has to do with the client, and I know we've all heard it, many of them do it. It's definitely a real problem, but I wouldn't put it in the effects section, or if I included it I would have been more specific, like bipolar's not liking the effects of an anti-mania drug. I also thought it was interesting, the cellular response and ligand binding. It makes sense, and I knew that certain drugs bind to receptors and certain drugs block receptors, but I never put in a name to it. And that's about it. So minus the videos not being super entertaining, so far the book has been well written. They're easy chapters to read. And I'm eager to get into learning about specific drugs and their effects. Often, even though I'm just a clinician, clients come in and they'll give me a whole laundry list of drugs, and it's Greek to me, so it'd be nice to at least look like I know what they're talking about. So that's my reflection for week 2.